It's a fleece jacket, which is very good for heat, giving heat. Alrighty. Yeah, I think we'll do a little bit of working out. Just low level. See how I feel later. Maybe this will be more of a warm up, and then possibly later I'll do something else. This is it too high? Yeah, so it goes from there to there. Good frame. Good frame. Yes. Okay. Okay. From there to there. We'll do a little bit of a spear work now. I don't have a lot of space. I don't have a lot of space to swing this around, but I can use it a little bit. It's a good thing to have if you want to get a good home defense weapon. If you're living in a place where you can't legally own firearms, a spear is very good. Why is it good? Because it gives you reach. So if somebody else has a machete, or a knife, and they break into your house, you have to reach on them. Because not a lot of people are going to break houses walk around with a spear on the back. It's a little bit involved in your house. They absolutely do it. And we don't like bringing a spear on their back when you break houses. It's like people are going to walk around with a spear. You know what I'm saying? So it's unlikely that somebody breaks into your house with a spear. And you have a reach advantage. So it's a really long reach like this. If somebody else has a knife, I can touch them with my spear before they can touch me with a knife, even if they're a machete. And you can even use this against firearms. Even like melee weapons can be effective against firearms. So, for example, if you have a corner, I can show you spot at night how it actually looks like. If you have a corner here, there's a corner here. The wall goes like this, and my door is here. And there's somebody like an intruder coming here. I'm covered by this wall, so they can't reach the firearm. They can't shoot because they are around the corner. And I can attack them around the corner with the spear without exposing my head and my body. So it's nothing for them to shoot at. I can stab them with the spear around the corner. So as soon as I can reach my front door with the spear, and anybody who wants to get inside it needs to go through. So if I'm behind a corner like this, and I can reach the door with the spear, I can just blindly stab, and anybody who tries to get to that door is going to walk into the stab with the spear. See what I'm saying? That's why it's a good home defense weapon. And this one is not expensive. I looked on Wish for spears, and they cost around $100, $150, some than $200. And this one is just a broomstick. I bought it at like department store, maybe $10 for this or less. Maybe it's like $5. I don't remember. It's years ago, at least 1 year. But it's cheap. It's just a wood broomstick. And this is a cheap dagger knife. And then what I did I took a knife, this is round, and then I flattened it on one side, make it flat. You get like a stable base for the knife blade. Because the knife blade is flat. If you put something flat on something round and then wind rope around it, it's not that stable. It wants to wiggle. It's easy for it to wiggle. So it helps to cut it with a knife and make it flat here. And then you put the knife, the handle of the knife, and then you can use some glue, and then you use rope and or duct tape. Fast. And you can use it for working out. And you can get a lot of force with the steps to feel like this. If you stand like this is a basic stances are important. So it's like in a boxing, whatever, like stances is important. Stances are important. For example, you can start like this. You start like this. And then quickly you can launch into an attack like this. Stand it like this. Let's get some more light on. Here you go. You can have the spear kind of down at your foot. My thumb is here. Stand it like this. It's very quick to launch an attack. I can stand like this too. And I can still quickly turn it into stab. And if it's a stable blade you can cut with, from here I can also cut. See? So stand like this. I can stab. And I can go down and stab too. Like this. Just jump down. Stab to the face. And it's like an uppercut. So when you launch that, it will be coming up like this. They will either hit somewhere around here, the neck, or the face. You can generate massive amounts of force with this spear. But even if somebody's wearing like a leather jacket or winter coat, if you have a strong blade that's firmly attached to a stick, and you know how to use your body, you know how to use a spear, you get a lot of penetration power. You get a lot of penetration power. You cut through somebody's thick clothes and leather jacket, things like this. Yeah, so you can stand like this. Where I'm holding it, thumb here, this hand like this hand like this, and I keep it like this. And from here, I can go boom, I can move back that. Of course, I can move into that as such, and my whole body weight is moving forward. It's the same as boxing. Somebody's arm punching, they're only moving their arms. The punch is not very powerful. But if you put your body into your punches, the punches become powerful. And it's the same thing. From one thing, know many things. Know the way of all professions. So do this. And you can see my whole body is moving with the spear forward. And I can also cut with it, as I showed you before. To do this, you just have to mind your blade angle. You have to mind your blade angle. Obviously, you can't hit it with the side like this, because that's just it's not gonna cut. You can generate a lot of force in your cuts too. Get a lot of leverage. See how my arms are moving? You generate a lot of power. Leverage. Like this. can block with it too. If somebody has a knife machete or baton, and a hit like this, you can block it like this. You can block to the side too. If someone has a knife or baton, and it hits like this from the side, I can block it. You can also hit with this. As you can see, you can generate a lot of force with the spear. If you move your body right. I'll do some slow movements now. I started moving a little bit too fast without warming up. Even with the fleece jacket on, I'm not warming up. So I shouldn't explode too much, because that's how you can get injured. If you're not warmed up enough, then you start moving fast and forth. You start going slow. This is a good warm up. A little bit higher. This is a good home workout. Body weight. It's a good workout that will give you better cardio, will build muscles, and it will build the muscles that you use to attack with a spear, to wield a spear. Same thing if you have a rubber knife and you practice hitting things and moving your body, you're working the muscles that are used to attack with a knife. Right now, I'm not minding the blade angle, I'm just focusing on rotating without getting cut. You can use the spear one-handed too, against the bottom part of the body, mid, upper. That's a cut, not a stab. See, I'm using it with one hand. You can use a spear, especially a short spear, with one hand. And the other hand can be used to block. And it is very, if you have the skill, you're a lethal opponent in melee battle. If you have a spear in one hand and you can wield it in one hand, and you have a knife in the other. So let's say I'm out here. Let's say the guy grabs the spear, pulls on it, and he manages to disarm me. I still have this knife, and I can quickly move in and cut him. And this is also defensive. Let's say I miss with this. I go for the guy's head. I miss. I hit a little to the side. He starts moving forward. I can quickly counter stab. unless this is knife. Do some more warming up. These are good things to do. I don't recommend it for women, but if you're a man, these are good exercises. Will get you better at fighting, build muscles, stamina, endurance, coordination, and you'll get some experience using weapons. Yeah, so mind the blade angle with a spear. It's easy when you start practicing with a spear to notice how when you're using it and you're doing something to cut, like this is a cutting motion. I'm intending to cut. It's easy as a beginner, especially to record yourself. That's why I recommend you record the workouts. That's what I do. And then you can watch in slow motion afterwards. And you can notice, oh, when I did this to cut, actually I had the blade like this. And it's not going to cut. There's not enough room in here for me to swing this around too much. It's more fit for one hand use. Basic stab. And I'm using my body more than my arm. So I'm not hand stabbing all of the time. I'm pretty much fixating the spear, and the spear becomes an elongation of my body, and I'm focused on just holding it tightly and then moving into my opponent. That's one way to use the spear. You can also be fixing your body and use your arms. I just forgot it's late at night. I cannot incorporate noises. If you just practice cutting and stab around, you have enough space. So I'm cutting this direction, turning, actually stabbing this direction. This guy over here now, turning to cut, cutting the blade. Stab over here, cut over there. You don't want to get too, you don't want to train too much, or you're always attacking the same way. Standing still, always attacking one way. Because in a real fight, it's unlikely the guy is going to stay in one spot. A lot of times people circle, they move back and forth, and you have to respond to that. So you don't want your body to be unpracticed at that. You're practicing always attacking like this. And then if you get in a real fight, and the guy moves here, you can become like talking about that's not what to do. It's very different. It's not how we train. Our muscle memory is not trained for this. So we're trained in attacking here, and then if the guy moves, it becomes different. Then your brain is not gonna know what to do really. Might be a little bit surprised. All right, it's a bit of a workout.